Hello, I'm Roy Whiffen, and this is Roy's Rant. You all now know the voting on the bond, and that all four deals passed. Some say that wasn't surprising considering the number of people that actually voted, which was about 10%, which is shameful in any way, shape, or form. The real thing that upsets me is that the people of Sugarland, the adults of Sugarland, have now given debt to our children. And the children have had absolutely no say in it. Those juniors and seniors that will be coming into the workplace or going to college in a few years are going to inherit the debt that the city, the county, Fort Bend ISD have incurred. And if you work out all these different things, it can be anywhere between $30 and $45 a month for years. And the adults of Sugarland and Fort Bend County have given this debt to their children. And I don't understand why they would do that. And why they would do it on things that we don't need. You know, 1.2 million for a roundabout. The road's been perfectly good for years and years and years. No problem whatsoever. Oh, well, we've got to have it now that we've got the doggy hotel. Well, for me, you don't have to. It still works perfectly well as it is. We don't need it. And we're now going to have a facility that is bad in every way, shape or term for the animals. And you say, how come that? Well, the Sugarland Animal Centre has a terrible reputation. It kills 1 in 4 animals that come through the door. So that's 25%. If you go back over their figures for the last 4 years, it goes up to 43%. But taking last year, it's nearly 25%. And the national average is less than 5%. So there's something terribly wrong there. And yet we're going to spend 6.6 million, which means that they're going to have more animals, which means that the more animals are going to be killed. You know, and for those that love animals and you voted for this doggy hotel, just know that you're going to be killing more animals. And we're going to be paying more for it. The amount of money that it costs the taxpayers of Sugarland at the moment is nearly $1 million. So with all this increase in this building, it's going to be well over that. And where does that come from? I didn't see that in the budget. I didn't see that in the bond. Where does that extra money come from? It's going to come from you, somehow, some way, but how? And then we've got the setup for all that's going to go on with regard to the roads. You know, we know that we needed it, but did we need it straight away? And they kept on, when we were talking about the roundabout and the road and the doggy hotel, well, the road is an access to what's going to be the new court. Is that going to be another new bond? Are you going to give your children another debt? Where does it stop? You know, as I said previously, some of our previous mayors They gave us Town Square and the First Colony Shopping Mall and Constellation Field, and all these projects made money. And yet our current mayor and his posse have just given us debt to the tune of nearly 50 million. You know, we've got a festival park, isn't used, costing us a fortune in maintenance. You know, we've got a bridge to nowhere that we were told was 10 million, finished up 21 million. I've talked about the speed bump. Oh, by the way, have you seen that our twinkly lights at 59 and 6 are working again? I wonder how long that's going to work and how much that costs to repair. It just goes on and on and on. And as I say, it's not just you that are paying for it. It's you that have now given your children the responsibility of paying for it. And that is sad, if not appalling. Okay, I just want to give one more thing. Sunday, November the 17th at 6 o'clock, our 95, Sugar Lane 95, are going to be reburied. It doesn't say that they're going to be reburied exactly where they were, which worries me a little, but it says that they're going to be reburied. It says community members are invited to attend the solemn ceremony that will be held in remembrance of the Sugar Lane 95, whose remains were discovered at an abandoned and unmarked cemetery. Teeth not working this morning. Nearly 2 years have passed since the human remains were unearthed at the Fort Bend ISD construction site. It goes on. It is believed that the cemetery was used between 1879 and 1912. A blessing the ground ceremony will be held Sunday, 17th, at the James Reese Centre, Technical Centre. The ceremony will begin at 6 p.m. and several performances, remarks and candlelight walk are planned in honour of the 95. So finally, after 2 years, these poor souls are going to be reinterred and hopefully will be at rest for the rest of the time. It seems that Fort Bend ISD did not talk to the county, and the county did not talk to Fort Bend ISD, which should be concerning to you, but there you go. So that's it this week. With a bit of luck, we won't have any more financial woes. Start saving up your pennies and start telling your children to save up their pennies as well. And with that, I'll say goodbye, and with God's blessing, talk to you again next week.